Ring season is in full swing at LakePoint Sports with 160 teams from New York to California and Hawaii as well competing for the Prep Baseball 15U National Championship this week. I'm Cory McCartney bringing you our game of the day from the Baseball Village between STL Legacy and Diamond Jack Super 15s. First pitch is slated for 12:50, and we will take you right up to it. I'll be joined by Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt and Logan Nelson and our own Grayson Rosen along the way. And we are on the heels of the 16U National Championship won by the Indiana Bulls, who claimed the crown in comeback fashion, rebounding from a 5-0 deficit to beat USA Prime National. And here's a special vantage point from this game as United umpires, home plate umpire got a GoPro to give us their perspective in a game that included Landon Green, the #1 right-hander in the nation, going 95 miles an hour on 4 straight pitches to start things off, and included a furious comeback from the Bulls to claim the championship.
That's hard to follow that up.
Yeah, it is, right?
The 16U championship was absolute excitement, and the 15s are off to a great start. This is an event that lasts 6 days and takes 10 wins to claim the championship. But big-time performances on the field are not all that we are looking for this summer. LakePoint Sports is partnering with Johnsonville to highlight positive actions, good sportsmanship, and selfless acts associated with all the various youth sports that we love. Any and everyone is encouraged to share these moments, so whether you're the one who spotted the activity, the one performing the act, or the recipient of the good deed, there is something in it for everyone. Johnsonville might just reward you for your behavior and or participation. So use that QR code you see on screen right now for more information on how you can make a submission, or head over to LakePointSports.com or any of our social media channels to access the submission form. And to give you an example of what we are looking for, East Cobb Astros Connor Adams and TGD backs Tristan Blaylock had a moment that underscores that you should always respect your opponent. Now, it's ultimately the people that make LakePoint Sports, and our own Simone Stanley put the focus on Lily at the Champions Grill and shows you how she makes things happen behind the scenes.
There are so many people that go into making the LakePoint experience as great as it is. And today we're going to learn about Lily from Champions Grill. Lily is currently a student at Woodland High School, and she's been working at LakePoint Sports for 3 weeks now. She said that this experience working around baseball and sports is totally new for her.
Definitely new. It is interesting to learn about baseball because I know nothing about baseball, but it's fun to watch and learn about baseball.
Lily gets to work around one of the best parts about this campus, which is the food. So I had to ask her what her favorite dish was.
Yes. Steak quesadilla. It's newer, but it's my favorite because it's the first thing I tried, and honestly, it's just going to stay my favorite.
Lastly, I asked her what's her favorite part about interacting with the guests and the student athletes that come on campus.
The customers and the players, like a lot of them have sense of humor, and so if I crack a joke, they'll get it. But it's usually a good experience, never bad.
Well, there you go. So if you go to Champions Grill and you see Lily, make sure you order the steak quesadillas and be prepared to tell her a joke because my girl likes to laugh.
Great stuff there from Simone. And for what it's worth, my son told me that the Champions Grill has the best boneless wings that he's ever had. He's a bit of a connoisseur on those. So if you're able to make it over to LakePoint Sports, definitely check those out. They apparently come highly recommended. While we're in the midst of the Prep Baseball National Championships, while the 16Us were just crowned, the 15s are in full swing, and the 13s, 14s, and 17s are to follow. The crown jewel of the summer for LakePoint Sports and for Prep Baseball is the Future Games. July 24th through 28th includes the top uncommitted players in the nation. It's basically a fish in a barrel moment for college coaches just right before the live recruitment process starts. And one of the players that will be in attendance for Michigan is left-hander Andrew Mahoney. Let's take a look at Andrew in the Road to the Future Games presented by Publix. We are on the road to the Future Games presented by Publix. Cory McCartney, joined by Prep Baseball Michigan's Adam Goodwin. Adam, Andrew Mahoney, a top 10 lefty in the Great Lakes State out of Detroit Catholic Central, will be part of the contingent down here at LakePoint Sports July 24th through 28th. What landed Mahoney a spot on the Michigan squad?
Yeah, no, he's one of the more talented guys in the 26 class. He's had a really good progress from last fall to the winter and into the spring season, and he had a couple up and downs, but he's really progressing well, and we're really happy with what we have. So he's been he's a key log in that CC rotation, and obviously plays on a really competitive summer circuit with the hit dogs, but really happy about him.
Also a guy who's already knows the environment, having been part of the Junior Feature Games in 2022. How much does that play into it, just kind of knowing composure-wise that this guy can handle the moment?
Yeah, no, that's a big thing, with the experience. It's not, he won't be, wide-eyed. He's been there, done that a little bit, and he's not going to be shocked to see, the amount of college coaches that will be in attendance, and he should be pretty, calm and collected. All right, Adam, appreciate it. Here is my conversation with Andrew Mahoney. So you were here for the Junior Feature Games before, so you kind of understand everything that goes into the Feature Games. For those that don't know, tell us a little bit about what the atmosphere is like and how excited are you to be back?
Yeah, the atmosphere is it's really exciting, really loud, a lot of fun, and it feels really good to be back. And I remember when I was younger, I was watching the older guys. I looked up to them. Now I'm looking to be a role model for the younger guys in the Junior Feature Games.
How did you find out that you were coming back, and what was the reaction?
It started when I went to the TPG, and then I got my invite from Mr. Adam Goodwin at Prep Baseball Michigan, and I was just really excited, blessed, really honored. One of the top lefty pitchers in the state of Michigan, but you got those exit velos into the 90s. You can get it done at the plate, get it done on the mound. Tell me a little bit about who you are as a pitcher and who you are as a position player. Really, I'm just in my role, They throw me out there in any situation. I do my best to handle it the best I can. The Future Games also comes with that showcase element. Are you a showcase guy? Do you like the games better? Where do you kind of feel like you show out the most? I'm more of an in-game kind of guy. I need a batter in there really to get me going. So tell me about influences as a player. I always love to know, like when guys were coming up, who they got on YouTube and watched. Who were those guys that they kind of picked elements of their game and made it their own? Who were those guys for you? My main guy was definitely Randy Johnson, big unit. That's who I want to compare myself to and resemble the most. Is it more in the mechanics? Is it more in the way he handles himself on the mound? Definitely his attitude and the way he handles himself. You seem like a low-key guy, though, but it gets pretty amped up when you're on the mound? Oh, yeah. Whenever I'm on the mound, I always go by you're a different person between the lines than off the lines. So off the lines, I'll just be kind of relaxed, and then when I'm on the lines, it's go time, just amped up, ready to play. So if you're amped up like that, how do you not let failure or something that doesn't go right ruin the outing or ruin the inning? How do you do that? I just tell myself that there's always going to be another chance, and if something doesn't go the way that you want, then just bounce back and make a better pitch or do something better. Well, I know you're not hitting anymore. You haven't done that for a while, so we're going to have you take us through your pitch grips and show us how you get done on the mound. Sound good? Yep. So I got my four-seam fastball, just standard grip, really try to spin it down. Then I go two-seam, inside the seams, really try to push off of this finger and create that nice cut. And then slider, I go same grip, but really try to get it out. And I spin it down, so that's where it gets the rotations. And then I go curveball, really try to throw it off my fingertips, get it out there. And then change up, we go circle change grip, but without touching here. And then we just really try to pronate at that.
Andrew, man, thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. See you back here for the future games. And if you're not already, make sure you follow LakePoint Sports on all our social media channels. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. You get so much more happening here on campus. Let's go ahead and take a look at how these teams are going to line up in our game of the day from the 15U National Championship between STL Legacy and the Diamond Jack Super 15s. For STL Legacy, Brendan Dirkherber, the second baseman, is going to lead things off, followed by third baseman Cole Chambers. Extra hitter Zach Partney will hit third. Brody Kuby, the shortstop, will hit fourth. Nicholas Weiler, the left fielder, will hit fifth. Hitting sixth is Zach Partney, the first baseman. The seventh hitter is Jake Speckert, the center fielder. Andrew Oldman, the DH, hits eighth. Hitting ninth is Max Samakaitis. Hitting 10th is Brody Lindeman. Catcher, hitting 11th is Boyer Hart, the extra hitter, and Drew Dirks will be on the mound. Diamond Jack Super 15s will go with Nicholas Hollett, the center fielder, followed by Justin Labrador, the shortstop. Jackson Staples, the first baseman. Hitting fourth is Ryan Wetmore, the catcher. Jackson Hornick, the extra hitter. Hitting fifth. Hitting sixth, extra hitter Jacob Lowenthal. Hitting seventh, DH Royce Mateo Steinmetz. Hitting eighth, Nick Dew, the left fielder. Hitting ninth, third baseman Elijah Dawes. Hitting 10th, Tyler Shea Corrales, the second baseman. The 11th hitter Gavin Schnall. And on the mound will be right-hander Miles Pfister. Again, we'll be taking you up to first pitch. Should be started here in just a couple minutes. Get this thing's going. So we're up on the mound now getting ready for this game of the day in the 15U National Championship between STL Legacy and Diamond Jack Super 15s. Let's go through these lineups one more time. STL Legacy going to lead off with Brendan Dickherber, followed by Cole Chambers, Max Partney, Brody Kuby, Nicholas Weidler, followed by Zach Partner, Shake Speckert, Andrew Oldham, Max Simakaitis, Brody Lindeman, Boyer Hart, and Drew Dirks will be on the mound. Diamond Jack Super 15s led off by Nicholas Howlett, Justin Labrador follows, and then Jackson Staples, Ryan Wetmore, Jackson Hornick, Jacob Lowenthal, Royce Mateo Steinmetz, Nick Dew, Elijah Dawes, Tyler Shea Corrales, Gavin Schnall, and they'll have Miles Pfister on the mound. Now joined by Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt as we get these things going. Avery just polished off some coconuts, shaved ice. They got a truck parked out in front of the studio. All right. Give us the review, the official coconuts review, the flavors you went with, and then what was give us the taste level.
We went with the mango and the blue raspberry, 10 out of 10, in my opinion. Really nice hot day, really cooled down, good ratio of ice to the flavoring, so 10 out of 10 for me with the coconut ice today.
What's the words on the side there?
I'll let you take after that one.
Mahalo Nui Loa. We do have, I will say, there's a team here from Hawaii.
Yeah.
And if you were to go over, I bet you could get yourself a translation.
Yeah, I've got nothing on that one, but yeah, it was. I think the Hawaii guys just finished up on field 10, just won their third pool play game, so they're rolling along. But
yeah, dominating fashion too. Yeah, you got to go over there and get yourself your translation there. You can't just have, who knows what they could have put on. Maybe they saw something. Maybe those guys would come by and snicker after what they put on there for your ice.
Yeah, I don't know if they can see us. We're kind of blocked off today from the marketplace. So I'll have to ask them tomorrow what we have on this translation on my shaved ice cup.
All right, we are getting things started here in this matchup. It was the opening pitch from Pfister. That's in for a strike. I feel like I'm drifting off here a little bit in our space today. Brendan Dickherber at the plate right now. Swings through that one for the strikeout. So down goes the North Point High School 2027. Nice job there by Pfister. Miles Pfister from Nazareth Area High School in Pennsylvania, 5'9", 155-pounder. Now he's got Cole Chambers. That's in for a strike. Cole Chambers, a two-time Junior Feature Games participant, 2023 and 2022. There are 3 two-time Junior Feature Games participants on this STL Legacy team, along with a one-timer, Brody Lindeman. Cole Chambers, along with Brandon Ott and Max Partney, are the two-time Junior Feature Games participants. Pfister pumps that in for a strike. Showing a lot of variation here. We're able to work up and down the count. We're back and forth across the plate, so we're seeing a lot of him early on here. See what Pfister's got on the 1-2. Chambers skies that one down the right field line. It's going to go foul.
Yeah, we're seeing him be able to mix speeds really well early here. You've seen the fastball up around 80, and then a heavy dose of that 65, 66 mile-an-hour breaking ball here to kind of start the game, trying to keep hitters off balance.
Chambers going to be followed by Max Partney. This STL Legacy team, 5 players ranked in Missouri, 3 with national rankings, and Chambers, you see now, is the #1 player in Missouri in the class 110 in the nation. Well, lays off, make it 3-2. Also mentioned Brandon Ott, he's the #3 player in Missouri, 121 overall. Max Partney, #4 in Missouri, 164 overall. Lefty Drew Dirks, who you're going to see here in a little bit, is #42 in Missouri. Chambers rips that foul, and Ryan Dobratz is #10 in Missouri. Meanwhile, Diamond Jacks, 4 players ranked in their respective states. This guy's that one foul. That contingent led by Liam Goyette, who the number 4 right-hander in New Jersey. We're not going to see him today. 18th overall. Ryan Wetmore, 6th-ranked catcher in New Jersey. Jackson Hornick, the number 6 outfielder in Pennsylvania. And Parker New, the number 1 lefty in New Jersey. So a couple talented rosters of 2027s as we roll along. And pool plays, that one completely gets away from him. Chambers draws a 1-out walk.
Athletic play behind the plate there to keep that ball in front.
So now go from Cole Chambers to Max Partney. Partney, as I mentioned, 2023 and 2022 junior feature games, just like Chambers. Third baseman and right-handed pitcher. Exit velos around 94.8, bat speed up to 75. Absolutely swing it from the left side. Chambers takes off. Throw is going to be on 1 bounce, not in time. So Cole Chambers with a steal there, and all of a sudden, STL Legacy wanted to make something happen here with top of the first.
Oh, got the Rosen coming out from the dugout, trying to keep the hand dry.
That's in for a strike. Start working pretty quick. Just misses. See over there checking the weather. That's never a good sign when you're checking the weather.
It's never. We've been dancing around it here for the last few weeks, but yeah, we're just doing the rain dance, listening to the right music, you know, whatever superstitious thing you believe in.
Looked about 5 o'clock today. There might be some stuff coming through the area.
Yeah, we're just checking in with some of our off-site facilities, kind of have some stuff nearby, so just trying to make sure those guys are. Oh.
Nearly got him on the tag. Great throw from the catcher, kind of meeting the base runner along the way there from the third baseman, and nearly got him on the swipe back. But Cole Chambers, now 2 stolen bases, going to be standing at third with 1 out.
Ooh.
Dribbles that one foul as it hits off his foot.
He's got the protective leg guard, and I think it got above that, so that's normally.
Yeah, rubbing right along his knee area, so that cannot feel good. Had a pregame feature from Simone Stanley where she went and talked to Lily at the Champions Grill and kind of got what she thought was the top items in the menu. I know you're somebody who partakes of the Champions Grill quite a bit. Do you have a favorite menu item?
I think the new nachos or the quesadilla would be my top 2 options right now. You can never go wrong with just like a classic ballpark hot dog or hamburger, but I think the new stuff they've got going on in there now is really good. So have had each of those once, and I will, with the amount of time I am here, more than likely have them again at some point this week. So.
So Partney goes down on strikes. Now we're seeing Brody Kuby from Seckman High School in Missouri. 6 foot, 185 pounder. 2 lineups made up only of 2027s. We had last week during the 16U, we had some younger kids, some older kids kind of sprinkled in, but we're only seeing 2027s in this matchup.
Yeah, it's always interesting with guys, you know, whether it's birthday eligibility, whether that's a reclass, things like that, just kind of seeing where guys are, how they can match up, and, you know, the rosters that you can put together with, you know, 26s, 27s. If you're, you know, like USA Prime last week, we had guys that were, you know, 28s
28s
playing.
Yeah,
and it's
Dexter
like,
McLeon Jr.
Yep.
playing at 2028. Ended up in that video I showed it pregame from the umpire's GoPro footage as he rips that one foul. McLeon coming through with a RBI double in that game. I know you weren't around for that. One of the craziest games we've had in a while. An absolute insane finish. Indiana Bulls end up coming back from 5 down to win that one 6-5. It was a 2-2 from Pfister. Does not get that. He's already got a pair of strikeouts.
Breaking ball just missed on the inside.
Should Kubi get on, it's going to be Nicholas Weidler, the left fielder. Oh, swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts for Miles Pfister. Nice job. He ends up straining Cole Chambers at third and went through half an inning in the 15U National Championship game of the day. We will be right back from LakePoint Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Get our first look at the Diamond Jack Super 15s at the plate as we continue in our 15U National Championship game of the day between those Diamond Jack Super 15s and STL Legacy. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt with you. See all those cars filtering in the background there at the Champion Center. Another wild weekend over there as the GHSA team camps continue. And I mean, there's just an absolute litany of college coaches there. I mean, you look at the number of coaches over there is kind of mind-boggling. Over 230 in attendance, including the likes of Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, LSU, Miami, Mississippi State, NC State, Oklahoma State, Purdue, Syracuse, and that's just the beginning. So the live recruitment period in full swing for the basketball world won't get started for baseball until after the future games happen here at the end of July. But a lot of coaches checking out talent over there at the Champion Center for sure. So we'll have Nicholas Hollett leading things off as center fielder for Diamond Jack Super 15s, followed by Justin Labrador and Jackson Staples. Getting our first look at Drew Dirks, the lefty on the mound for STL Legacy. Dirks' fastball at around 76, got nearly 2,000 spin on it, along with a curveball and change. Comes in at 6'2", 155 pounds. Asked the Legacy players pregame, is it STL? They want to be the St. Louis Legacy, and they said, we're from the Lou, it's STL.
Gotcha. I always have to make sure and clarify on these sometimes.
But like Nelly, they're from the Lou and they're proud, and see how they're going here with Dirks on the mound as he rips that in for a strike. Nicholas Hollett, outfielder, second baseman, 5'6", 135-pounder, starting things off. Sends that one back foul. Saw 3 strikeouts from Dirks' mound opponent, Miles Pfister, in the top of the first. Comes the 0-2. Well, it sends that to first baseman. He gathers, has it himself. Be one down. That'll bring up Justin Labrador. Labrador from Immaculata High School in New Jersey. 5'8", 155-pounder. It's a lot of immaculate. Immaculata. Nice breaking ball for the strike.
Seen both pitchers early on be able to kind of locate a breaking ball, keep hitters off balance a little bit. See if they can keep that up as they kind of progress through their outings.
Yeah, looks like we're going to have some good pitching in this matchup as that's also in for a strike. Dirks from Francis Howell High School, Missouri, mentioned from the get-go. He's the second-ranked lefty in Missouri, 43 overall in the class of 2027. Gets him on the punch-out. So now 2 down. And we'll see Jackson Staples. Staples from the Hun School in New Jersey. 6'3", 185-pounder. He's got 2 down. Strike 1 in this lefty-lefty matchup. Staples get on. Ryan Wetmore, the catcher, is in the on-deck circle. Gets a hold of this one, sends it into right field. Camps underneath it for the 3rd out, and that means Ryan Wetmore, who of course had his leg guards on, I'm sure, as he was in the on-deck circle. Now I gotta go get dressed and get back to work in the 2nd inning. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
We got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
On to the 2nd inning here in our game of the day in the 15U National Championship from Audi Area Field. STL Legacy against Diamond Jack Super 15s. That's in for swing and a miss strike as we start things off with Nicholas Weidler, be followed by Zach Partney and Shake Speckert for STL Legacy. Miles Pfister delivers again, makes it 0-2 as that one's fouled off. Miles Pfister may have looked at the weather forecast and saw rain coming because he's working awfully quick.
Trying to get the out again.
That's right. Rips that one. 3rd baseman gathers, throws. Not in time. Did he get him? Oh, he did get him. Man, that looks awfully close. Looked as though Weidler may have beat the throw, but he does not. So now 1 down for Zach Partney. Zach Partney, catcher by trade. Pop times down to 2:02. 95-mile-an-hour exit velos at the plate. So that one's second base gathers nearly a collision with the shortstop. And he is safe. So Partney, the 7th-ranked catcher in Missouri, 42nd overall, going to have a 1-out single. I think we may have had a little bit of a run-in between the second baseman and shortstop.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit of miscommunication up the middle there. Normally you would want your shortstop fielding that ball as he has all of his momentum moving towards first base, but second baseman was able to get to it, and they just a little bit of contact there, and they were just enough to let him be able to leg that ball out for a single.
So here is Shake Speckert from Francis Howell High School, Missouri. We got we just moved the runner along to third base. What just happened there?
Probably telling somebody to get in the dugout if I had to guess.
Speckert, 5'9", 170 pounder, watches that in for a strike. He was in the cage when I was getting the pregame lineups and asked him, it says Shake or Jake on the roster, and he said no one calls him Jake, everybody calls him Shake. So I said, well, what's the birth certificate say? And he goes, which one? And I said, the one that matters. And he said he was born Deshaun, but then when he was adopted, he got named Jake. So they combined the two of them in Deshaun and Jake, and so he goes by Shake. Said no one calls him Jake, everyone calls him Shake. So I said, well, we will call you Shake then.
Perfect. Sounds like a winner.
So this is Shake Speckert. He's got an 0-2 count. Got a runner on. Sends that one right back to Pfister. Throws the second for one out. Throws the first in time for the other as Speckert tries to beat that with the dive to first, but doesn't happen. So through another half an inning. Nice job defensively there from Diamond Jacks Super 15s. We'll be back with LakePoint Sports. You're watching the 15U National Championship.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Boogie, woogie, jam, slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty Mike.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt with you, and this is our game of the day from the 15U National Championship, STL Legacy and Diamond Jacks Super 15s. Going to the bottom of the second inning where we're going to see Ryan Wetmore, Jackson Hornick, and Jacob Willenthal for Diamond Jacks Super 15s. Drew Dirks continues on the mound. Seen some nice pitching so far. Just one hit. The infield variety from Zach Partney in the last half an inning from STL Legacy. Strikeouts have been the story of the day so far. A little bit on Ryan Wetmore, who will lead things off from Christian Brothers Academy, number 6 catcher in Georgia. Excuse me, we're in Georgia. He's in Georgia, but he's not the number 6 catcher in Georgia. He's number 6 catcher in New Jersey, 22nd overall. Pop times 202 to 219. He was a 2023 Junior Future Games participant, so we'll see him lead things off here for Diamond Jacks. Dirk takes his final warm-up, throw down to second, and here we go with the bottom of the second inning. The multicolored shoes there at third base.
It's an interesting touch. Wonder who has the other, or if somebody else is walking around with the other two cleats.
Yeah. Or maybe this just kind of saves them wear and tear by kind of mixing and matching.
That's true.
See how Dirk starts off against Wetmore. Swing and a miss. Going breaking ball early on him. Swings through it for strike one. Dirks with that high setup at the face. Throws, delivers in for another strike.
The first pitch breaking ball, then following it up with a fastball. See what he goes to here to try to get the punch out.
Swing and a miss, and another strikeout. Drew Dirks absolutely dealing. So we go from Ryan Wetmore to Jackson Hornick. Hornick, Central Bucks High School West in Pennsylvania, 6th ranked outfielder in PA, 27 overall in 27. He was here in 2022 for the Junior Feature Games. Bat speeds up to 77.4 miles an hour. This is on the 0-1.
Doing a really good job kind of mixing up his pitch sequence here. He started with the first hitter with a breaking ball, then goes fastball, breaking ball. So he's trying to keep these hitters off balance as much as possible.
Lays off, makes it 2-1. Swings through, and now the count is even. Haven't seen anybody really put too much pressure on Dirk so far. We'll see what he does on the 2-2. Misses on the breaking ball, now got a full count. Was a payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Drew Dirks. Strutting around like he owns the place there with 2 down in the 2nd inning. Now we go to Jacob Lilienthal. Jacob, another of the Hun school. 5'10", 180-pounder, catcher and third baseman.
This will be a fun matchup for him, lefty-lefty here.
Just misses. So I'm going to strike out in his early lefty-lefty matchup. Goes right back to the same pitch. That one's in for a strike, though. Saw some great pitching last weekend. We're off to the same start here in this matchup. 1-1, misses high. Had Peyton Price from Motor City Hit Dogs end up winning player of the game last weekend during that matchup.
He went a long time without giving up a hit in that ball game,
Sure
if I
did.
remember correctly.
Dirks with a 2-1. Another miss. Now finds himself behind in the count, really the first time.
Just got to try to get something in the zone here. Let your defense work behind you. Obviously, don't want 2 out free base runners.
Lilienthal with the dribbler. It's the second baseman. Nice stop. Unable to make the throw in time, though. Was able to stop from going any further, but could not get up and make that throw. So we're going to have our first hit and our first base runner here for Diamond Jack Super 15s. So we go from Jacob Lilienthal to Royce Mateo Steinmetz. Steinmetz from Don Brosco Prep in New Jersey. 6'2", 185-pounder, another lefty for Dirks to face. Have not seen the pickoff move from him yet. Gives him the strike. Got to be a little bit leery if you're Lilienthal at first base with a lefty on there who you've not seen the pickoff move yet from. Swing and a miss, now makes it 0-2. The way things going, he may not have a chance to try to extend this any further.
Absolutely. Interesting to see if he goes back to the fastball. It's usually a pretty good count to run in, especially 0-2 lefty-lefty. You'd like to think he'd mix in a breaking ball here maybe. If you get thrown out, your guy gets a new count.
Does take off and gets the punch out. Another strikeout for Drew Dirks. Gets 3 in the inning. Moving along between STL Legacy and Diamond Jack Super 15s. We will be back from LakePoint Sports.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Now in the top of the third in our game of the day in the 15U National Championships, Avery Hunt steps out. We go to the bullpen to bring in Grayson Rosen. This matchup between STL Legacy and Diamond Jack Super 15s. And Grayson, we have seen some pretty strong pitching so far between Drew Dirks and Miles Pfister.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a trend on these broadcasts that we've been doing the past couple of weeks. We've just been seeing stellar pitching, and this is definitely no different. You've got Miles Pfister, who's looked great up to this point, and then on the St. Louis side, the number 2 left-handed pitcher in Missouri for 2027, Drew Dirks. He's been killing it on the mound as well, so we'll see what we get here.
We'll lead things off with Andrew Oldham.
Looks like we've got an untucked jersey delaying the game.
Yeah, we can't have that. Those policemen of fashion, making sure we get things looking right as Andrew Oldham's going to start off with Max McCartney and Brody Lindemann to follow for STL Legacy. Dribbler down to third, gathers, throws on the run. Oh, that's going to get away from the first baseman, so Oldham's going to be standing at first. Really had a great looking play there as he had to make the throw, the jump throw to try to get the out, but it doesn't happen, and Andrew Oldham finds himself standing at first.
Yeah, that's a tough one for the first baseman. Obviously, it's a tough play to make from third base, kind of hopping in the air to throw that ball, and then you get a really close bounce for that first baseman. It's super tough to play that one, and you've kind of got it in your head that you got to make sure you stay on the base, but you want to meet the ball. That's a tough play for a first baseman.
Pfister with the off-balance throw over to first. He's had 3 strikeouts so far. Meanwhile, Drew Dirks has 4. 1 walk for Pfister, none for Dirks. Shows bunt, pulls back, and that's in for a strike. So it's Max Simikaitis, Oakville High School in Missouri. Hits him on the shoulder, and just in case you're wondering, what's the exit velo on a pitch that hits somebody in the shoulder? That is 34.9 miles an hour.
It's about 10 more than what we saw in that championship game on Wednesday.
Yeah, that one hit somebody in the back.
Yeah.
So they're a little more bone to the shoulder area where it hits, and so you're going to get a higher exit velo. We should bring on the blast motion guys to kind of run us through that, the science of different parts of the body and what the exit velos are.
Yeah. If anybody has anything to give us, let us know, please.
That's right. So from Simikaitis to Lindemann. Brody Lindemann from Belleville East High School, 2023 Junior Feature Games participant. He shows bunt. That gets away from the catcher. Both runners going to advance 90 feet, so now we got him at second and third with nobody out in the top of the third.
That's huge right there. With no outs, letting that one get past you it's going to be tough to deal with, but you just got to keep doing your thing. You You've done it multiple times already in this game. You're into the top of the third, just about halfway through the game. You really want to hold them off right here. Maybe get a quick out.
Pfister glances back, throws, skies that one. That's on its way into right field. Second baseman and right fielder collide. One run's going to score. Right fielder still down. So
He's running home.
Taking off for another run. No, they're going
they
to call him
time.
back. They called time, sending the runner back to third. We got an injured player in right field. So Brody Lindemann comes through with an RBI as second baseman and right fielder collide for Diamond Jack Super 15s. STL Legacy finds himself now up 1-0 here in the top of the third. Saw their shortstop and second baseman run into each other in the second inning, and now it happens again, second baseman and right fielder. And they actually do collide, and we end up with a run scored for STL Legacy.
Yeah, that's a super hard one to call there on either player because they're both moving full speed trying to get to that ball. It was in no man's land, and I think that's just naturally going to happen unless one of them is sure that he's going to make it and calls him off. I'm sure both of them were probably trying to call each other off there.
This is now Boyer Hart from Seckman High School in Missouri. Launches that in for a strike from Pfister. Shows bunt, sends that one foul.
Very lateral arm angle on the release here from Pfister. He really comes across his body, makes it have a little bit of drop to just about every pitch he's going to throw, especially because he's keeping it kind of in like the 70s. And so it makes it really tough to see as the hitter, is this going to drop? How much is it going to drop? And let's see what he does here. Makes that one drop.
Oh, gets away from his catcher again. Here comes another run and slides across home plate. We have a runner at second as well, and STL Legacy now finds themselves up 2-0 here in the top of the third.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate way for Diamond Jacks to start giving up some runs here. Just kind of mistakes that you don't want to happen, but they just naturally happen sometimes in these games, and you just got to keep fighting through this. Hope you can get back out there and get the offense out.
Yeah, so we saw a would-be out at third base. They got away from the first base. The throw from the third baseman on the jump throw. So that one goes foul. That ends up setting them up on their way into one run. You get a walk, and then you get the collision in right field between the right fielder and second baseman. And then a pass ball scores another run. STL Legacy leads 2-0 here in the top of the third.
Yeah, one thing that we've talked about a lot, especially in these games that start off super low scoring to have very good pitching performances, is that the luck just kind of falls somebody's way at some point in these games, and it starts to open up the floodgates, and that seems to be what's happening right here for STL Legacy.
Hart belts that one into center field, catches it. Runner's going to stay at second. You really hate unforced errors to play their way into the scoreboard, but especially when the way we've seen Miles Pfister pitching so far. But unfortunately, that's the way things are playing out right now for Diamond Jack Super 15. Is going to need their offense to pick them up and see if they can get out of this, having allowed just one run or two runs. Scoreboard hasn't updated yet. It's in for a strike.
And with Pfister's release, like I was talking about earlier, against the lefty, it's great because it all kind of falls off to the right. So you saw that one. It looked like it was going to be a high ball. It drops in on the black on the outside. Makes it super hard for a lefty to even reach, but it's going to fall in there.
We're back to the top of the order for STL Legacy, and this is Dick Herber. Dick Herber 0 for 1.
And for STL Legacy, you want to keep extending this inning. Obviously, you only have one out at the moment. Good call.
Yeah, taking off for third. Throw is in time, so not going to be two down. Nice job there behind the plate from Ryan Wetmore to throw the runner out.
And now you see kind of maybe a little bit of a base running mishap. Looked like a little bit of hesitation there from our runner there on second. But I think right now you have 2 outs. You really wanted to extend this inning, but it wouldn't be the worst thing if kind of the heart of your lineup comes up to start things off later. But they're going to extend it now.
Yeah, Dick Herbert gets hit in the leg, and going to have a 2-out hit by pitch, and now comes Cole Chambers. Saw Chambers with 2 stolen bases, and when he drew a walk in his first at bat.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. I'm sure you've mentioned it, but he's the #1 player in Missouri for the class of 2027, and he's just kind of a typical 5-tool guy that you'd see up there at the top of these kind of rankings.
Exit velo's right around 90 miles an hour. Also a guy who gets on the mound and up to 84 on the fastball, curveball and change. It's a St. Louis University High School. Skies that one foul. Like his multicolored shoes.
Yeah.
Avery was wondering who has the other set.
You'd be surprised how many of those cleats now come mismatched colors.
Sends that one foul. His first baseman goes on the run. Fisher with the 0-1 to Chambers. Sends that one down the third baseline. That one's going to go foul as well.
It seems like Chambers is loving this pitching right now. Just hasn't quite timed one up, but he's definitely liking what he's seeing. Maybe just sizing it up for now and then going to attack on one that he really likes.
Try to stay alive in the 0-2. That one goes awry. Runner's taken off for second. The throw is in time as he got him up near the helmet area. So it's a runner out at second, but STL Legacy leads 2-0 as we move along, and this is the 15U National Championship from LakePoint Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
It's Diamond Jack Super 15's turn to see if they can answer STL Legacy, who lead 2-0 here in our game of the day in the 15U National Championship. Cory, McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you here from the Audi Marietta field here at LakePoint Sports. Drew Dirks continuing on the mound for STL Legacy, and he has looked awfully strong so far. Got 4 strikeouts, no walks in his 2 innings pitched, allowed just 1 hit. While Miles Pfister, his opposing pitcher, also has 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, so far Dirks looks great, just at least eye test wise too. He's the #2 left-handed pitcher in Missouri for 2027, and I gotta say, for a young left-handed pitcher, he has a lot of poise. He has super good mechanics on the mound from what I've already seen, which is hard to find in a young left-handed pitcher. Because I think something we look over a lot with young guys, left-handed pitchers in particular, there's not a lot of left-handed pitching coaches. And so it's really hard to translate to these younger guys when they don't fully relate to what you're talking to. And so he looks great. Looks like maybe he has had some lefty leadership for himself.
Pumps that in for a strike. As somebody who coached for a long time and a former lefty pitcher myself, I don't think I really ever had any lefty arms that I got to deal with aside from my own son.
Yeah.
And they don't like to listen to you. This is Nick Dew leading things off as Dew does and skies that one, and first baseman camps underneath it. Has the first out. Now we'll see Elijah Dawes and then Tyler Shea Corrales to follow.
And this D-Jacks team, they got to start kind of putting some work in here, try and get some runs on the board. They're off to a 2-0 start in this tournament, and they've all been close games. A 4-1 win and I believe a 3-2 win as well. They've got to start putting some runs on the board because this one's moving quickly.
Dawes jumps on the first pitch and skies that one. First baseman's on the run. Got himself another out as he nearly collides with Dawes on his way to first base.
Let's make it 3 outs for the first baseman. How about it?
Well, let's see if Tyler Shea Corrales can give him that from Del Barton School in New Jersey. 5'5", 135-pounder. Shortstop and second baseman.
Looked like he had a bit of a routine as he stepped into the box there. Had a couple of stomps, a couple of slides.
Well, he announced his presence. We'll see what he does as Dirk starts him off with a 1-0. I like the shirt in the background that says humbly cocky.
That's great.
Swing and a miss. That might be Drew Dirks. He needs that shirt himself because he has been every bit that as he kind of strides around the mound after throwing a strike, and I like it. Comes back with the 1-1. Jumps on that, rips it down the line. It's going to be into left field for a base hit.
Yeah, it's a great piece of hitting right there. Just kind of letting it get to you, waiting on it, waiting on a good pitch, and you found one for sure.
84 off the bat, and we'll go from a single for Tyler Shea Corrales to Gavin Schnall. Schnall from Summit High School in New Jersey. 5'8", 165-pounder, the 11th hitter. Then we're back to the top of the order for Diamond Jacks. Oh, rips that. Oh, man, that hit Drew Dirks. An ugly moment there as the throw to first is in time for the out. Dirks is up. Let's see if he's okay. Man, that absolutely had to hurt. Looked like it nailed him in the...
His throwing arm, I think.
Really scary moment there. Looked like it might have been a little bit higher towards the head area, but Dirks was able to protect himself and kind of clutching his arm. We'll see if Dirks goes back out there. Hope everything's okay because he's looked awfully strong in there. But, man, that was trouble coming back at him at 76.7 off the bat. Defense able to pick him up, though, and we'll report and give you back what we can on Drew Dirks' availability in this matchup a little bit later, but his STL Legacy team leading 2-0. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
So Cole Chambers going to get an extended look here at Miles Pfister as he was up during the 3rd inning, and that runner was thrown out at second base. So the #1 player in Missouri going to continue his look here at Miles Pfister. And I think we've taken a little bit extra time as everyone was kind of wondering about Drew Dirks, the left-handed pitcher from STL Legacy, who had a comebacker to look like it nearly hit him in the head area, but I think he was able to keep it hitting him on the arm, but he was clutching that as he went off the field, and we'll see whether or not we see him out there in the bottom of the 4th. But for now, we've got Cole Chambers hitting for STL Legacy, followed by McCartney and Brody Kuby.
Very interesting to see Chambers showing bunt on the first pitch, maybe just an intimidation tactic.
Misses high, makes it 2-0.
It might be working, that intimidation.
Nice. There's a little bit of a smile, so we'll see. That's in for a strike. Might have to get him a Humbly Cocky t-shirt. I know where I can find one.
I feel like that kind of cancels itself out, though. It's not very humble to wear the shirt.
That's true. It's like a humble brag.
Yeah.
2-1 misses glove side. Now 3-1. Seen 1 walk so far from Pfister. See what he's got in store for Chambers. Chambers rips that one back foul. Had a hitter's count, and he swung through it. Now it's all of a sudden full. It's a payoff pitch from Pfister. Leadoff walk to Chambers, and we'll go from Chambers to McCartney.
Yeah, that was a great at-bat by Chambers right there, really pacing the pitcher himself, taking a step back every now and then, kind of holding off, calling time. He did a great job there, and like we talked about on that first pitch, he kind of showed bunt, maybe just to intimidate him, make him switch up his ideas on the pitches, and ends up working out for a walk.
I think you always got to be impressed with young players when they can just work counts like that and just be so composed and confident in the box. And we saw that from Cole Chambers, and probably one of the big reasons why he's the #1 player in Missouri for 2027.
Yeah, definitely can't look away because McCartney, the #4 player in Missouri for 2027, comes up the lefty bat here against the righty. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah, it's a talented crew without question for STL Legacy.
Yeah, and they showed off that talent yesterday. They played off-site over Georgia Highlands and won 12-2 and got the run rule in the 4th inning.
That was over Commonwealth Express. Partney skies that one into right center. Center fielder's got it. Cole Chambers on his way back to first. Yeah, Thursday, the opening game for STL Legacy, they lost 5-1 to Athletes Lab. You mentioned them winning against Commonwealth Express. Friday at Georgia Highlands, they've got Wow Factor Nation on Sunday and 5-star Carolina Scout on Monday before see if they end up making it on to bracket play. Meanwhile, Diamond Jacks, Thursday, they were 3-2 winners over Bell Ringers. Friday, they were 4-1 winners over Wow Factor Nation, and they'll face Athletes Lab on Sunday and then Commonwealth Express on Monday. That hit him.
Looks like just a skim.
Yeah, so skims Kuby, and we're going to have runners at first and second now as we bring up Nicholas Weidler, excuse me.
Let's see if we can see a little bit of an offensive explosion. Last game, like we talked about, that 12-2 victory, had some big innings later in the game, and just about by this time now they were ending, but they got some big runs in the 3rd and 4th inning that really changed the game, and they got 2 in the 3rd. Let's see what they can do here in the 4th.
Well, Weidler starts this off 0-1. 62 pitches so far from Pfister. He's allowed 2 hits. Oh, man, that one just ripped back.
Yeah, went like straight back off the bat. It looked crazy on camera.
Yeah, catcher nearly millimeters, it looked like, from hitting him in the head.
Yeah. That's why he's got that helmet on.
That's right. Yeah, luckily didn't want to be around during the days when they didn't have catching equipment like that.
It's always jarring to look back at some of that stuff, like leather football helmets,
exactly.
Anything like that.
Or the old videos where you see guys running into walls testing old football helmets.
Yeah.
Looks like something more out of the Jackass TV show than we would see. Chambers taking off for third. He is there as the ball gets away from the third baseman. Another stolen base for Cole Chambers. That's 3 on the day.
Wow. Yeah, he's been showing off some interesting tactics while he's standing there at second, some creative moves as he tries to get that lead off and kind of advance just a little bit, maybe just scare the catcher, scare the pitcher, throw off the routine.
Yeah, Chambers got a listed 60 time of 7.10, but I have a feeling it's a little bit quicker than that.
Yeah, he's flying.
If he comes back for a third run at the junior feature games, we'll see what that number is going to be, as that one's into left field and that one's down. Oh no, he makes the catch. Chambers tags up, is on his way into third from home to, makes it. In times he collides near the catcher. Did he get there? No, he did not. Cole Chambers kind of came off near collision at the plate with the catcher and goes back. I think he thought he made it, but he didn't. So off the tag off going home, Cole Chambers is out.
That was a super close play. It's tough for both the catcher, because the catcher was making the play on the ball, so you can't blame him for it being in the way. But, yeah, that was a tough one for Chambers. Super hard to slide when you're on the outside, kind of getting forced out.
Well, he's out, but STL Legacy still leads 2-0. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
Just burgers? It's just boring. Get your sausage on and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty.
LakePoint Sports is partnering with Johnsonville to highlight positive actions, good sportsmanship, and selfless acts associated with those youth sports that we love. Any and everyone is encouraged to share these moments, so whether you are the one who spotted the activity, the one performing the act, or the recipient of the good deed, there is something in it for everyone, and Johnsonville might just reward you for your behavior and or participation. So use that QR code you see on screen for more information on how you can make a submission, or head on over to LakePointSports.com or our social media channels to access the submission form. Now, in a moment that exemplifies sportsmanship, here is Tennessee Nationals' Joseph Sullis tipping his cap after a ridiculous play at shortstop from Excel's Cooper Mincy. Looks like that's going to be it for Drew Dirks after getting hit on the comebacker. So now we're going to see Max Simakaitis on the mound for STL Legacy, 6'3", 165-pounder from Oakville High School in Missouri. It's an unfortunate end to the day for Drew Dirks, who just, I think, looked absolutely fantastic in his time on the mound. Saw 3 innings pitched for him with 2 hits allowed and 4 strikeouts. Unfortunately, that's going to be it, and he's going to turn things over to Simakaitis with his team up 2-0 as we move into the bottom of the 4th. Leading things off for Diamond Jack Super 15s, we will see leadoff hitter Nicholas Hollett, followed by Justin Labrador and Jackson Staples. Throw down. We'll see Simakaitis get things started here against Hollett.
Simakaitis is super tall on the mound. I don't know his exact height. Not sure if we have that, but very tall. Definitely gets down the mound pretty far. So going to make that pitch look a little bit faster than it really is when it's coming out.
Yeah, 6'3", 165 is what he's listed at. And then you add about another 4 inches off the mound, 5 inches off the mound. So you got what looks like a guy who's flirting with 7 foot coming down on the mound there at you.
Looks like the fastball came in around 77. If you're the hitter right there, it probably comes in looking more like 80, low 80s.
Misses glove side. That was something during National Program Invitational that I talked with Prep Baseball President Sean Duncan about, was them being able to add extension as part of their metrics. And said it's a little bit difficult because you get different venues that use different mechanisms for that, but it is something that they're looking to add, because I think it's one of those things, I think, visually, just to try to give you an idea of how far down that guy is getting down the mound before he lets go of the ball. I remember Jordan Walden, who used to play for the Braves and St. Louis Cardinals. He was part of the Jason Hayward trade for the Braves. He used to actually jump when he would come down at the mound, and there was a lot of people that considered it, maybe it was like a borderline balk.
Yeah.
But it was just something that his dad taught him, that you instead of just pushing down off the rubber, you actually use the rubber to make a jump motion down, and you think about maybe adding 4 or 5 more inches of extension off
Definitely.
that. And even back when that was that was 2012, 2013 days, when he was really at his best. I don't know that we necessarily had the full grip on the extension numbers at that point, but we're definitely there now as that's in for a strike.
Yeah, extension's become a much bigger thing now that we're kind of into the StatCast era that goes back to about 2017. I know.
Yeah, I think 15 was the first year for StatCast officially, yeah.
And so with the extension numbers, it's a good way, especially when it comes to like pitchers and average velocity and perceived velocity. Like a guy like Alexis Diaz, the closer for the Reds, he does a fantastic job of getting down the mound super far, creates a ton of extension. I believe he's in the 99th percentile in extension in the MLB, whereas some other pitchers that throw, 97 rather than 92 don't extend quite as far, and the pitches come in looking about the same.
Well, it's certainly a much smarter game than it was a generation ago, and it seems to be getting that every day as Simakaitis gets that in for a strike.
Got an 0-2 count here. We got the runner on first. See what happens here. It seemed like there was a pickoff that maybe the team wasn't too happy didn't get called their way.
Pick over to first. A lot of antics there from Simakaitis on the throw over. Well, he's got a 0-2 count to Justin Labrador.
Maybe he's trying to distract the umpire, make him look somewhere else.
That's right.
Hope they'll call him out.
That's right. Another throw over. If this were a major league ballpark, it'd be about the time people start booing. Although if this was the majors, he could now steal second base because you can't engage that third time.
That is true. And he's doing it anyway.
Yeah, that's right. He takes off for second base. But he's going to – could have walked because his teammate's doing that, and they're going to have runners at first and second. So after the walk, here comes Jackson Staples.
Getting a meeting from the coach up on the mound.
Yeah, again, we talked about this during the 16U National Championship when you went from, Landon Green, and then he exits. Things kind of went awry for USA Prime National, and then you had Chase Fuller, who it's into the mid 90s, come in. If you're a starting pitcher, and you get thrust into a situation, and I'm sure Max Simakaitis doesn't come in a lot of relief roles. He's asked to do that in an unfortunate situation where Drew Dirks just gets removed from the game after that ugly incident on the mound. He's got to find himself in a hurry, and now he's got to find himself in a hurry with runners on base. Yeah, and like when Simakaitis' case, that inning ends, he's coming out of right field, and he had no idea he was probably going to get thrown into this game for the next inning. So, yeah, you're right. Being prepared is huge. Yesterday I was watching the Braves broadcast in the third inning. They actually sent the booth down to Colin McHugh and Tyler Matzik, and they were talking a lot about routine for relief pitchers and kind of how it differs from starting pitchers. Tom Glavine was in the actual booth. They ended up talking to him about it too. It's so much different for a starter to get thrust into that relief spot. Yeah, and a reliever, might get ready 3 times a week, and they may be used once, and that's just something we don't even really think about at the major league level. Is we talk about workload and how many times, but it's like, and I've had multiple talks with guys over the years about this, just about how many times did you get up as opposed to how many times you actually went into a game. So C.J. Nikowski and I talked about that many times when he, transitioned into roles later in his career. Just kind of how you approach those. It just makes for an interesting piece of it, and how much more of an emphasis or how much more you're putting on your body getting ready for those relief opportunities. Definitely. There's a 1-2. Simakaitis steps off. It was actually something Paul Bird and I had many conversations about, because he's the guy who went from starter to a reliever throughout his career, and said you might get up multiple times a week and only get him once. Oh, it gets him to swing outside the zone. Looked like it might have been the first off-speed pitch he's thrown in that at bat. Yeah, so Simakaitis gets the strikeout. This is a big spot here for the Diamond Jacks. They've got 2 runners on. You got only 1 out right now.
let's see if they can get this offense moving, maybe make themselves or get themselves right back into this game.
So Staples goes down on strikes, and this is Ryan Wetmore. Jackson Hornick in the on-deck circle.
Two guys ranked in the top 30 in the state of New Jersey, or sorry, Wetmore in New Jersey, Hornick in Pennsylvania, but two guys top 30 in their states coming up back-to-back here.
A runner takes off for third. The throw is in time as it meets him at the bag, and 2 down.
Some fantastic showings from each side's catchers so far.
Yeah, we've seen some good stuff from Brody Lindemann for STL Legacy and Ryan Wetmore from Diamond Jacks. And they now are currently sharing home plate. 2-0 count to Wetmore, 2 down. He's got a runner at first. Don't want to waste an opportunity here, especially with the heart of the order and guys on base. Says he missed outside.
Let's see if you can replace that base runner.
Wetmore expected to be statuesque here on this 3-0 count, and he is. And oh, that's in for a strike in the edge. The biggest strike zone in baseball is the 3-0 strike zone.
When they know you have no intention of swinging, it's way easier to call a strike.
3-1, rips that one into right field on the run. Going to be finding himself on the base pass here, going past third base. It's going to be 1 run for Diamond Jacks. Wetmore on his way into third base. An RBI triple there, for Ryan Wetmore. That kind of took me off the guard there as that third baseman kind of reached back, had a little trouble grabbing that one. Ryan Wetmore comes through, and Diamond Jacks find themselves on the board, and they've cut the STL Legacy lead in half.
Some speed out of the catcher right there. Maybe back in the day, you never would have expected a catcher to run it all the way to 3, but nowadays, all these catchers, it seems like there's this new era of these fast catchers that we're seeing, and we actually posted a highlight today of a catcher hitting a triple, so it's a common factor in these games.
Ryan Wetmore comes through, and Diamond Jacks needs him too, and now we'll see what Hornick can do to follow that. He's got a runner at third with 2 down.
So
Gonna get courtesy runner. Going to get the courtesy runner for the third, the catcher at third. He just showed you he can run.
Yeah.
But he's got to go get dressed. He's got to get dressed for work. Avery Hunt told me there was nothing worse as a catcher than being in the on-deck circle and having your leg gear on. Probably the only thing worse is being at third base and then having to rush in after the inning's over with and get ready. So get that courtesy runner in there and let Wetmore get ready to come back out for the top of the 5th. Runner's going to stay at third. Runner getting thrown out at third base looms large for Diamond Jacks, though, as they scored 1 run this inning. Hornick with the dribbler to short, gathers, throws. That's going to pull him off the bags. He pulls down. The ball got away from the first baseman as he tried to reach back and get him. See what's going on here. I think a bit of a collision there at first base, and
just a really hard landing. That's a tough spot for both players right there. For the runner, you're going to first base by all means possible, and for the fielder, you're trying to make the play on the ball. So it's just an unfortunate circumstance right there.
Yeah, I don't think Hornick intended on taking out Zach Partney. He was just making his way to first base. So that ball then got away from Partney and went into right field. See if we can restore order here. So we will have Jackson Hornick at first base. We've got a tie game at 2-2. So obviously some hurt feelings there as there was a collision at first base, and I'm sure neither player wanted to be involved in that. But we've got a tie game now in the bottom of the fourth. Now we go from Hornick at first with what will be credited as an RBI to Jacob Lowenthal. After the pitching change for STL Legacy, things have gotten interesting. They led 2-0, but now we've got a 2-2 game with 2 out, 1 on, and Jacob Lowenthal, who's 1 for 1 at the plate. Starts off 1-0. It's just an unfortunate situation. I know neither player wanted that to happen. And it wasn't a perfect throw either for the first baseman to have to try to field to make that play as that one goes foul.
Yeah, whenever things happen like that, tempers are going to flare naturally just because both guys want to protect their guy. So it's just something that naturally happens in the game.
Got a 1-1 count to Lilienthal. Should he get on, Royce Mateo Steinmetz will get a chance. It's in for a strike, makes it 1-2.
Looks like some dark clouds rolling in.
As long as they only include rain, I think we'll be all right.
Might just have to close the doors on the studio.
That's right. 1-2, rips that one back foul.
Just about hit our camera.
Yeah, that would have been trouble. You would have gotten the audio-only version of this telecast.
Well, at least from one angle.
That's right. Simakaitis with the 1-2. Misses inside.
Seems like this go around, the Diamond Jacks have come out to the plate super patient with Simakaitis on the mound now. It seemed like they really want to attack the maybe a little bit slower pitching of Drew Dirks earlier in the game. Now they're definitely way more patient, and it's paying off.
2-2. Before that, though, Simakaitis throws over to first and
got
him at first base with the pickoff move. Nice job by Simakaitis there to get the base runner. We are tied at 2-2. You are watching the game of the day from the 15U National Championship.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
All tied up as we roll along here in the 15U National Championship game of the day. STL Legacy against Diamond Jack Super 15s. Cory McCartney, Grayson Rosen with you. It's like we're going to have a pitching change as well for Diamond Jack Super 15s as they will turn things over to Christopher Jurla. Got on Jurla here from Don Bosco Prep in New Jersey, 5'11", 190-pounder. Takes over for Miles Pfister. Pfister wound up going 4 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, along with 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. Leading things off for STL Legacy in this inning will be Zach Partney. Zach Partney will be followed by Shake Speckert and Andrew Oldham. Excuse me.
It looks like Jurla turning up the velocity compared to the other pitchers we've seen in this game in these warm-up pitches, already getting into the low 80s, sitting around like 81, 82. So a little bit of a change of pace from what we saw from Pfister for the first 4 innings.
We got Jurla. Numbers-wise, we've got him with a 72-mile-an-hour fastball, but he's obviously showing he's well beyond that at this point. Also got a changeup, 62 to 63, and a curveball into the low 60s. Numbers obviously haven't been updated on Christopher Jurla.
Looks like he needs to find his way to a showcase.
That's right. So Zach Partney again leading things off for STL Legacy, and will be followed by Shake Speckert and Andrew Oldham. Jurla misses to make it 1-0. Comes back, and Partney sends that to short. Gathers, throws in time for the out. So quickly 1 down. Here's Shake Speckert. Speckert 0 for 1.
That was really good pitch placement right there by Jurla. Throwing the heat, getting it up and in on the hands, just forced a ground ball no matter what.
Speckert grounded into a double play in his first at bat, dove into first base trying to beat the throw, but was unable to do so to end the inning. Rips that foul. Got 83 on that one for Jurla, so well beyond what's on the prep baseball roster. Nice breaking ball, makes it 0-2. Speckert again from Francis Howell High School in Missouri. That's in for a strike. The first for Jurla, and now 2 are down here in the top of the 5th. We will now see Andrew Oldham. Oldham from Marquette High School in Missouri.
Yeah, Oldham had a great game in that big win against GHC, at GHC yesterday. He had a home run, including 4 RBIs.
Wow.
Not sure if that one was over the fence or inside the park, because I couldn't see the video because it was off-site, but nonetheless a home run.
Oldham steps out. Jurla fires, watches that in for a strike. Comes back in the 0-1. Oldham sends that to short. Gathers, throws.
Looks like he made it.
Looks like he made it. Our camera didn't cut over, so umpire going to have to towel off here and get back to work.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball on the ground. 88.9 off the bat, just flying towards your shortstop, and amazing that he ran it out at that kind of exit velo.
Yeah, Oldham runs it out, and he will be on first with a 2-out infield hit. Here's Simakaitis, who's taken over on the mound for STL Legacy. Simakaitis opened the game up.
Pick off to first. He called him safe. All right.
Simakaitis opened the game playing in right field, but ended up being on the mound as Drew Dirks left after a comebacker hit him. It's the one good thing for Drew Dirks is this is a long tournament, and he should have an opportunity to go back out there and log some innings for STL Legacy as things continue. It's in for a strike.
That was a good off speed. During the warm-ups, it didn't seem like he had a great grip at the moment on that off speed, but settles in there and throws a perfect pitch.
He's got an 0-2 count to Simakaitis, got a runner at first with 2 down. Well, that hits him in the back, it looked like, as he swung through that. The 0-2. Gets away from the catcher, but he's able to corral it, and runner's going to stay at first. That's the second or third time he's had to ask somebody to get back into the dugout.
Yeah.
One, two, runners taken off. Throw goes into center field. I think Jirla thought they had him.
Yep.
So now a 2-2 count to Simakaitis with a runner at second. Still waiting for that big defining moment in this one as we are in the 5th inning. Just gets a piece of that. AB is going to continue. Jirla with the 2-2. Skies that. Center fielder camps underneath it. He's got it, and we are out of the inning. 2-2, though, is all notched up as we move along in the game of the day from the 15U National Championship.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Return here in our game of the day from the 16U National Championship. Cory, McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you. We've got a pitching change for STL Legacy as Simakaitis exits after 1 inning. And we'll now turn things over to Brody Kuby from Seckman High School, Missouri. 5'10", 185-pounder. Kuby started things off in this game at shortstop. But again, everything changed on the mound for STL Legacy after Drew Dirks was hit on a pitch on a comebacker. Since then, they've seen Diamond Jack Super 15 score twice to notch things up. Here's Royce Mateo Steinmetz, and he will be followed by Nick Dew and Elijah Dawes. Swing. Oh, it just gets a piece of that.
We find ourselves in this part of the game where, especially in a tie ball game, late in this one, you're looking for a game changer. Somebody's going to have to step up here and make a difference, whether that be on the mound or at the plate.
Another swing and a miss. Yeah, of course, after every game, we award our player of the game honors, and we were just talking during the break that right now you're looking for somebody to be that guy to step up and be that defining moment in that game, because it has yet to happen here in the bottom of the 5th. Miss makes it 1-2.
Seen some good pitching on the mound. Seen a couple of guys that have been pretty solid at the plate, but with how quickly they've been going around, it just doesn't seem like we've seen a lot of many people.
Yep. Goes down on strikes. Nice job jumping into this one for Brody Kuby to get the strikeout to start things off. And now here comes Nick Dew. Wind's starting to pick up here at LakePoint
say.
Sports, and we're told right around 2 o'clock we could have the threat of rain, and looks like it's getting to be about that time. Here comes Dew from Jefferson Township, New Jersey.
Another great pitch.
Sends that foul.
As of right now, doing a great job just getting in the strike zone. He's throwing it in the 80s. And sorry, I just got whipped by our curtain here. Throwing it in the 80s, just kind of keeping it down the middle, and it's working. Obviously, of course, I said something about it, so he had to throw a ball. But otherwise, he's looked great.
1-2 count to Dew. It's starting to get a little bit darker in the skies. See if we can avoid any delays in gameplay here. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Nice job. Another strikeout for Brody Kuby. He's got 2 in the inning. Now we'll see Elijah Dawes. Dawes from Hillsborough High School in New Jersey. Third baseman and right-handed pitcher, 6 foot, 158 pounds. Gets a strike in the inside. It's a delay on the leg kick there, but that one got away from him.
Pulling one out of Nestor Cortez's book, maybe.
That's right. Kuby not listed as a pitcher in his primary positions, but he's looked pretty good here with a couple strikeouts. Swing and a miss at 80.
Trying to find another one.
See the camera shaking as the wind is picking up here in Emerson, Georgia.
Oh, yeah. We'll know if it starts raining when every single person you see in a seat is suddenly standing under the cover.
Yeah, rips that one. Second baseman gathers, throws, pulls the first baseman off the bag. Nearly had another collision at first base, but
a great stop there by second base. Just a super unnatural throwing position for him, so he gets away from him.
so Dawes will be standing at first base with a 2-out single. And now here's Tyler Shea Corrales from Del Barton School, trying to extend this inning, create some late magic here for Diamond Jacks. A little bit of a thumbs up from Kuby. You always got to wonder when a new pitcher comes in and we've not seen him have to deal with the base runner. Is he if he's not primarily a pitcher, what is he going to be good when when he has to come set? What's his makeup going to be when he's got a base runner? So I think we're going to see that here from Kuby. Quite sure what's going on here as we have a conversation with Brendan Dickherber and STL Legacy coaches.
Looks like maybe that second baseman just got a little rolled up on himself when he made that diving stop. Looked like coach was talking to him.
We've seen a little bit of everything. Saw a collision in right field, saw a pitcher exit after a comebacker, saw a collision at first base, and now seen a second baseman get shook up trying to stop a ball and make a throw to first. It's been a physical game, yeah. Coast into second base. Sky's that, man. You can see how dark the clouds are now in center field. Makes the catch. We're out of that inning. Moving along. 2-2 is the score here as we move along in the 15U National Championship game of the day.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
We are back at LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney now joined with another pitching change as we have Logan Nelson coming in from Prep Baseball, Georgia. Let's see, continuation here of Christopher Jurla on the mound for Diamond Jack Super 15s. We're all notched up at 2-2 in our game of the day in the 15U National Championship. Jurla misses as he starts things off against Brody Lindemann. Logan, good to have you in. It's been a while. I know you've been watching all the 16U National Championship. You've been taking in the first few days of the 15U. Man, there's been some absolutely great games so far.
Yeah, thanks for having me. There's been some, over the past 2 weeks, there's been some really good games going on.
So we're going to have an infield hit off the bounce there, start things off. So Lindemann will be running at first, and he'll be followed now by Boyer Hart. Going to have a courtesy runner step in for the catcher. Hart's 0 for 1 as the wind is definitely picking up. Clouds are getting a little bit darker. You see that camera view from our home plate angle. You see the dark clouds building over top of the Champion Center. See if we can get this one in before anything nasty comes in. Not necessarily expecting any lightning, but should have some rain. We'll play through unless it gets a little unsafe out there. We've certainly seen some really heavy rainfalls in the spring. Kind of avoided that the last couple weeks. Really haven't had many weather delays whatsoever of late. One 0 is the count. Got a runner at first. Jurla fires. Shows bunt. That one's high. Throw back to first. Not in time. That one gets away. How much are you watching the weather when you're here?
You can kind of tell when it's coming. The wind starts picking up, and you can see the clouds coming over the top, but there's definitely some eyeballs on it throughout the week.
Comes the 2-0, shows bunt again. That one goes back foul. That wind's starting to get a little bit harder. Everybody's watching the clouds now and see if we can squeeze this one in. Of course, a pool play game. We do not need to play extra innings. They can't end in a tie. Throw over to first. That one must have got away. It did. Got him in a rundown. Run on his way back to first. Second baseman throws back. It's only a matter of time to get him in the back, and he is out.
Yeah, that was a good pickoff move by the pitcher.
Sure was. Jurla started that things off, and Brody Lindemann is out. Or excuse me, the courtesy runner for Brody Lindemann is out. So now is 2-1 count with one down here for Boyer Hart. Two. Excuse me, that makes it 2-2. Scoreboard's a few seconds ahead of what you're seeing in a delayed broadcast here, so sometimes the numbers are just a tad bit ahead of where we are. That runs it full. So nobody on, as we just saw a rundown, get the courtesy runner for Brody Lindemann. A 1-out walk. So you've been running around doing your scouting. Who's really stood out to you so far in the first couple days of the 15s?
There's been some good standouts. Georgia Jackets have some good guys. There's been Dirtbags they had a good showing today. Put up 11 in the first inning today, so they had a good showing today. There's been some overall good talent.
We're back to the top of the order, and this is Brendan Dickherber. That hits him. We didn't get the exit velo on that one. We've been getting the readout on the exit velo on the hit by pitch, which is always kind of a funny thing to see. Now, so there's going to be 2 on for Cole Chambers. We're going to get conversation here. Chambers, the #1 player in Missouri. Saw him in his first couple at bats. He had 2 stolen bases in his first at bat, 1 in his second. And then he nearly scores on a play at the plate. Had to go wide. The catcher was able to come back and make the tag across his back and was able to get Chambers and deny him a run. And I know he thought he was safe, but he's got a chance here to make up for it and do something with 1 down here in the top of the 6th. And STL Legacy needing their big gun here to get something going for them and get them back on the board and potentially get out of here with a pool play win. Big players come up in big moments. We'll see what Chambers has in store here with 1 down in the 6th. Chambers holds back. There's the 1-0 from Jurla. Yep, steps off, got a runner at second. Crossed up a little bit. Chambers, exit velos near 90, bat speed near 70 miles an hour. Again, 2-time junior feature games participant, 2023 and 2022. Jurla with the throw over. That kind of spin around move gave the runner plenty of time to get back over. Here's the 1-0 to Chambers. That's in for a strike.
That was a good pitch there on the corner.
Yeah, I've said this before in this broadcast and said it multiple times throughout the 16U National Championship is a lot of these pitchers just aren't used to being relief pitchers too. So when a guy's coming into the game and they're not used to, having to speed things up to get themselves ready for an outing, I mean, that does matter.
Especially in these longer tournaments.
That's right. Oh, nice job by Jurla. He gets it set again. Another rundown. Twice in this inning, Jurla has started a rundown. See if they get the runner this time as well. And they do. Nice job by Christopher Jurla. Twice in this inning, he's able to make a pickoff move to start a rundown. The runner behind him, though, did make it to second base, so they still have somebody in scoring position, but awfully impressive stuff there from Christopher Jurla.
Yeah, it's another good move, finding ways to get outs.
Putting a little bit more pressure on Cole Chambers here. He's now got 2 down. If you're the runner at second, you're watching now. You've already seen it happen twice this inning. Chambers skies that back foul. If you're Brendan Dickherber at second, the last thing you want to do is be victim number 3 in this inning of Christopher Jurla setting off a rundown. Here's your 1-2. Sends that foul. Drilla steps off. Big moment here for Cole Chambers.
Yeah, this will be a big run, putting them up late in the game.
Oh, he misses to make it 2-2. Chambers has done a nice job. He's 0 for 0, but he's got a couple walks. He's continued to show a really advanced approach at the plate and able to work counts.
Yeah, he's fighting off tough pitches and looking to get his here.
See what he does on the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He goes down on strike, strands a runner. A couple rundowns set off by Christopher Drilla. Fantastic job defensively from Diamondbacks. It's 2-2 as we move along in our game of the day from the 15U National Championship.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty.
We're still tied up 2-2 here in our game of the day from the 15U National Championships. Cory McCartney, Logan Nelson from Prep Baseball Georgia joining you. Just waiting for that moment for somebody to break through here in this matchup from the Audi Marietta field. Still got Kubi on the mound. He looked really good in the last half an inning in which he threw, coming in for STL Legacy. Kind of everything changed for them on the mound anyway. As we rode along here, they're on their third pitcher of the day, as we saw Drew Dirk start things off, but he exits after a hit by pitch. Then Max Simakaitis came in relief, and now we're seeing the second inning here from Kubi, and he'll be facing off against Gavin Schnall, the number 11 hitter for Diamond Jackson. It's back to the top of the order, and Nicholas Hollett here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Skies that back foul. Well, we could get some chances here for the big guys at the top of the order to come through for Diamond Jacks, but then we're going to have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters up for STL Legacy to start off the 7th.
Good pitch.
Yeah, nice job from Kubi to get that in for a strike. Not listed as a pitcher on his Prep Baseball account, but he's looked pretty good in this relief outing.
Yeah, these tournaments are all about how much pitching you got, saving arms early in the tournament where they come back later as you're trying to win your pool or make a run in bracket play.
Yeah, I think that's why it's interesting with Dirks having left. You know, he is a big arm as he goes down on strikes. Nice job there from Kubi to get the K. He's a guy who now conceivably could come back and pitch again for STL Legacy should they make it on to bracket play. He only threw 3 innings. This is Nicholas Hollett, the center fielder and leadoff man. Holds back, but that's a strike.
He's been locating well this inning, living down at the knees at the bottom of the zone.
Yeah, Kubi's shown nice job here in this relief outing. Still not a drop falling from the sky yet, but clouds have been awfully dark. Now it's 1-1. Holt sent that one into play. He's going to be standing at second base with a one-out double. Unfortunately, the cameras did not cut over that, so we didn't get to see where that ball landed for Gavin Schnall, but he came through with a big moment for for Diamond Jacks as they try to break this 2-2 tie with STL Legacy.
Yeah, it looks like he dumped one down the line. Not hit too hard, but got enough of the barrel to dump it down the line and get extra bases.
Yeah, 69.5 exit velo on our readout. So Nicholas Holt comes through, and now here is Justin Labrador.
Been really trusting the curveball here this inning.
Excuse me, I was jumping the gun. This is Nicholas Holt. We just saw Gavin Schnall, the number 11 hitter, with that one-out double. Skies that one into right field. On the run. Schnall's headed to third base. He's headed past third base. He's headed home. Meanwhile, Nicholas Holt's on his way into third base, and he's got Diamond Jacks up 3-2. A big moment for Nicholas Holt coming through with a RBI triple, 84 off the bat into the right field corner, and that was nothing but trouble.
Yeah, it was a big-time moment. Big triple, getting the game-leading run here in the bottom of the sixth.
So we were waiting for that defining moment. It may have just come off the bat of Nicholas Holt, and here is Justin Labrador. Labrador swing and a miss. The 0-1, Labrador sends that foul. All right, back at it. 0-2 count to Labrador. That one goes behind him. Barely even budged. Swing and a miss, goes down on strikes, so 2 strikeouts for Kubi in this inning, but we have seen Diamond Jacks take a 3-2 lead off the triple from Nicholas Holt.
Yeah, it was a big out right there, keeping that runner at third here with 2 outs. Trying to minimize and have a chance to tie it up or take the lead here in the bottom half, or the top half of the 7th.
This is Jackson Staples. Of course, he's got a runner at third in the form of Holt. A 1-run lead, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a miss. Seen 2 Ks so far from Kubi in this inning. He's already got 4 strikeouts. See if he can make it 5, strand a runner at third, and give his offense a chance to tie things up in the top of the 7th. Skies that one foul. Interesting to see what Diamond Jacks do in the 7th inning here as they try to seal this one. Christopher Jurla has thrown a couple innings, 2 strikeouts. He's allowed 1 hit. See if he goes back out there. Lays off to make it 1-2. Kubi fires, holds back again. Fires that foul. Ball from another. It's not the same ball. That's a ball from another field that just made its way onto our Audi Marietta field. Would have been some amazing physics if the ball he would have fouled down the right field line and ended up making its way all the way back around. Two-two. Holds the run at full. Should Staples get on, it'll be Ryan Wetmore, who's already got an RBI triple to his name. And we will see Ryan Wetmore as Jackson Staples draws the 2-out walk. Kubi has looked awfully strong. I mentioned he's already got 4 strikeouts. 4 Ks in less than 2 innings. Just 1 walk. It's allowed 3 hits, 4 earned runs, or 3 earned runs, excuse me. Reading our online box score, which actually had him having allowed 4 earned runs. I don't know if they're trying to forecast the future here, but Kubi gets that in for a strike. And now we're starting to have a little bit of a drizzle here. Again, with our synthetic turf fields, we will not stop play unless it gets really nasty or we get some lightning. So still got plenty of time to finish this one off. And Staples takes off for second. So runners at second and third with 2 down here for Ryan Wetmore. Again, he had a RBI triple in the 4th inning as he swings through that, makes it 0-2. Wetmore went opposite field for that RBI triple, put it in the right field corner, and he was off to the races. See what he does here on the 0-2. Dribbler down the left side, short gathers, throws. First able to complete the play and finish it off, but Diamond Jacks have a 3-2 lead as we move along. It's on to the top of the 7th. We'll see if Diamond Jacks can finish this off, or STL Legacy's bats are going to extend this game. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
We're back at LakePoint Sports. We're going to see if Diamond Jacks can finish this one off as they have taken a 3-2 lead over STL Legacy in our game of the day from the 15U National Championship. Cory McCartney, Logan Nelson from Prep Baseball Georgia with you. Christopher Jurla will get a chance to finish this off as he's come in and pitched awfully strong in relief for Diamond Jacks. So far he's thrown 2 innings, a couple strikeouts, 1 walk. He's going to be facing off against Max Partney with Brody Kubi and Nicholas Weiler to follow. Rain has started coming down here. See if we can get this one finished off. Throw down to second, and Here comes the top of the 7th. STL Legacy trying to extend this game. Diamond Jacks currently 2-0 in their pool play. Meanwhile, STL Legacy 1-1. This could be a big swing game for either team. See the crowd starting to build there. Some umbrellas out. It's in for a strike. Yeah, we start to wonder how much a guy is going to be able to hold on for a breaking ball and anything with spin on it in this this kind of environment when it starts raining like this. Dribbler, first base. This could be trouble. Jurla gathers, throws, got him at first.
That was a good play.
Yeah, nice job. Looked like it could be just enough trouble where somebody couldn't get to it and be able to cover the bag, but Jurla able to show off the athleticism there and flip it to first base in time for the first out. Here's Brody Kuby, who has taken over on the mound for STL Legacy. He again has looked awfully strong as well. 4 strikeouts over his 2 innings of relief work. Watches that in for a strike. Kuby's 0 for 1. Well, that one got away from him as it sailed high.
Yeah, the ball may be getting a little wet out there.
Yeah, you really start to worry about that once the rain starts to come down. How much can the guy control the pitch, and then, you know, as the home plate umpire, how long can you let it go if you're potentially putting people in harm's way? But we are 2 outs away from this one being over with. Rips that one nearly 90 off the bat. Fresh baseball for Kuby. Went off screen there. Maybe getting a towel. I see the rain pellets starting to come down here. Starting to rain a little bit harder. See if we can get this one finished off. Another ball gets away from him. Back-to-back pitches are just unable to control it. Jurla looking at his hand, you know he's having a hard time gripping the ball. Trying to find some dry spot in his uniform. Just trying to put the ball in play, let his defense work. 2-2 count, and that one hits him. So 3 straight pitches, and clearly Christopher Jurla having a little bit of a hard time controlling that baseball. Things going sideways as the rain does the same. Now here is Nicholas Weidler. Weidler 0 for 2. Diamond Jacks looking to finish this off. They trailed 2-0. Jurla, if he's done one thing exceptionally well, it's put base runners into precarious positions. He set off a couple of rundowns. Had one between first and second, one between second and third. Another pitch gets away from him. It's now 4 in a row, 4 in a row, 5 in a row, 4 in a row.
4 in a row.
4 in a row that he's just not been able to get it across the plate. He's having trouble gripping the ball.
Yeah, this is a big spot right here at the tying run on second base.
Just going to go out and have a couple words with him. It's really not a whole lot I think you can say. He's pitched really well. He's just, unfortunately, in this weather, has just had a difficult time controlling the ball.
Yeah, it's tough. He's probably got to get a mixture of rain and sweat. He's got to find a way to get a grip and get the ball over the plate. Find a way to get some outs.
Jurla with the 1-0. Another one. 5 straight pitches. The runner's going to move on to third. He just cannot grip the baseball in this weather.
Yeah, the infielders don't have to come in now with 1 out.
So Grayson and I were talking earlier in this game about unforced errors being problematic in these situations, and unforced errors are getting the Diamond Jacks here as they took a lead in the bottom of the 6th, but things getting dicey here. It's now 6 straight pitches. Catcher pounds the leg. Clearly some frustration here. Jurla has been fantastic in this outing, relief-wise. Walks him. So now we're going to have runners at the corners.
They'll put the middle back right here, get a ground ball, hoops and turn it a double play.
Zach Partney is 1 for 2. He's going to try to extend this game. STL Legacy trailing 3-2 here in the top of the 7th inning. That's the best pitch that Jurla has thrown this inning.
There it is. Maybe we can get a rhythm going right here.
Now you see a massive crowd gathering behind. This game is compelling, but it is because the rain is coming down here in Emerson, Georgia. Everybody's trying to stay dry. But we'll just say it's because they cannot wait to see how this unfolds in front of them, as things have gotten really interesting here in the top of the 7th. Partney rips that one off the screen. It's now 0-2. Big moment here for Christopher Jurla.
Yeah, it'll be big time if he can get a strikeout right here.
Here he goes with the 0-2. Another miss. So I feel like in this situation, when you went out and had the conversation in the mound, you just say, just throw fastballs and changeups in this environment.
Yeah, it may be hard to get a feel for spin there with the breaking ball in these conditions.
Comes back with the 1-2. That one's right down the middle. Big strikeout for Christopher Jurla. Big moment there as he comes back, was really having trouble gripping the ball, finding anything close to the strike zone over 6 straight pitches.
Yeah, that was a big out. Needed that as he gets 2 outs here in the top of the 7th.
Asks for a fresh baseball as he faces Shake Speckert. So runners at the corners for STL Legacy. They are trying to extend this game. Try to get out of here with at least a tie in pool play. Count. Saw a big strikeout from Jurla. Let's see what he does here with for another strike. Count, it's 1-1 to Speckert. Runners at the corners. Swing and a miss. Jurla finding a little bit more comfort, maybe taking it a little bit off that pitch, just trying to start to get it across the plate as opposed to really trying to run with the velo. Here he is, got a 1-2 count to Speckert. Puts this in play on the left side, and that one's through for a base hit. Shake Speckert comes through with an RBI single, and we are tied up 3-3 here in the top of the 7th.
That was a big time hit right there. Good piece of hitting with 2 strikes, pushing it the other way, get the run in.
So from Shake Speckert, we go to Andrew Oldham. Oldham 0 for 2. Runners at first and second now for STL Legacy. We will at least see the bottom of the 7th here. Diamond Jacks, home team, will get a chance to try to answer.
And now he's got to minimize right here, keep that runner at second there, going into the bottom half tied.
Another miss. Rain continues. Down the middle for a strike. And not exactly a monsoon, but just enough to kind of be annoying here as it continues to fall in Emerson, Georgia.
Yeah, it's a steady rain.
Belts that foul. We're going to get that farmer's tan gone from Christopher Jurla before he leaves Georgia. Hopefully see plenty more sunshine before this event's over. Again, has looked awfully strong in this relief outing before the top of the 7th here when he was dealing with some really rough conditions and the rain coming down and was having some trouble gripping the ball. Both runners going to advance 90 feet there, and Andrew Oldham can put STL Legacy ahead here in the top of the 7th.
And now he's got 2 runners in scoring position, so a hit right here can really, they can put you up 2 and really put pressure on.
Oldham skies that foul. Seeing Jurla do a little bit better job here of being able to get the ball across the plate. He really struggled for a couple batters. He had to wonder if he was going to be able to continue out there. Now the rain's starting to come down a little heavier. Had light gray pants when they started this game. Those things are getting awfully dark here as the rain continues to pour. Another ball gets away from him. That one hits the base runner. So the bases are now going to be loaded.
Yeah, that's not the worst thing there. You got a force everywhere now with the base open.
So from Andrew Oldham to Max Simakaitis. Simakaitis with 2 down, going to try to get this breakthrough. That's in for a strike. Simakaitis rips that one right back up the middle. Second base gathers, gets to the bag in time for the out. Nice play there at second to finish it off. We are all tied, though. 3-3 in the pouring rain as we move along to the bottom of the 7th inning in the 15U National Championship game of the day.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
So on to the bottom of the 7th inning, a crowd behind home plate here as the rain is just pouring down here during our game of the day in the 16U National Championship. Brody Kuby still out on the mound for STL Legacy. We saw his counterpart, Christopher Jurla, have some trouble gripping the ball there in the top of the 7th inning, and STL Legacy took full advantage. They were able to tie things up here and make it 3-3. Saw an RBI single from Shake Speckert. Bases were loaded, though. Jurla was able to get out of it. Now Diamond Jacks a chance to enter, and they will answer, and they will have Jacob Lowenthal, followed by Royce Mateo Steinmetz and Nick Dew. Lowenthal is 1 for 3. Say Kuby doesn't seem to have any issue gripping the ball. That one a little high on the throwdown, though, way out of sorts. At this point, STL Legacy just trying to get out of here with a tie in pool play action.
Yeah, a tie is better than a loss. So it'll help them out in the pool standings as we get closer to the end of pool play on Monday.
Diamond Jacks undefeated, though. They definitely are looking to improve to 3-0. They've got, again, Athletes Lab on Sunday and Commonwealth Express on Monday. STL Legacy has Wow Factor Nation on Sunday and 5-star Carolina Scout on Monday. The bat flies out of his hand. I don't know what the exit velo one was on that thing, but that was absolutely flying out of Lowenthal's hand. I actually think we got a change here. I don't think that's Lowenthal. It's actually go down and get his bat back. Shows bunt. That's a strike. Miss makes it 1-2. Catcher thought he had that in for a strike.
That was a good 0-2 pitch right there.
Yeah. This is Jackson Hornick at the plate. I think our scoreboard's a little behind, thinking this is Lowenthal, but this is Jackson Hornick. Lowenthal's the next batter. Now 2-2. Rain letting up a little bit, but it's still coming down. As Logan mentioned, it's not going to rain all day, but we conceivably could still have it here for the next 45 minutes or so. A 2-2 count here to Jackson Hornick. Skies that. Second baseman's underneath it. He's got it for the first out.
That was a big first out right there.
Now here comes Jacob Lowenthal, 1 for 3. Royce Mateo Steinmetz in the on-deck circle. Well, swing and a miss. Nice pitch. Start things off from Brody Kuby. Kuby doesn't seem to have much trouble at all corralling the ball here in the rain. Another swing, another miss. It's been an impressive relief outing here from Brody Kuby.
Yeah, he's found a groove, and he's just kind of stayed the course here, filling up the zone.
Already got 4 strikeouts. Dribbler, this could be trouble. Third baseman gathers, throws on the run, pulls the first baseman off the bag. Another collision at first base, and that's the second time that's happened today. Oh, man, he's in pain this time. Came down hard. We've seen a couple times today where they've seen collisions near the first baseline. Just some errant throws pulling the first baseman off the bag and going for that ball. We've seen him collide with base runners. And, again, the second time today that we've seen Zach McCartney have this happen. Came down hard. Now Jacob Lilienthal has to feel pretty bad about that as he stands over there with taking a knee. Trainers out there taking a look at first baseman for STL Legacy, Partney. He's now 2 down in the inning, and we're gonna have a new batter for Diamond Jacks. No, excuse me, still Royce Mateo, Steinmetz. Partney still down after that collision at first base with Lilienthal. It's been a physical game, to say the least. We've seen collisions in right field, a couple at first base. We've seen a second baseman get shook up. We've seen a comebacker take out a starting pitcher. Saw a near collision at home plate, and it's like the first baseman, Partney's going to have to be helped off the field. Look like he can put any pressure on that right leg. So he will be replaced defensively as STL Legacy moves to Brandon Ott at first base. There's Cole Chambers out there giving him a hand. He's going to move back to his defensive position at third. So 2 down. All comes down to Steinmetz here for Diamond Jacks to try to keep this thing going. Swing and a miss. Kubi, you mentioned, already has 4 strikeouts. His 2 2/3. He's allowed 3 hits. Delay on the leg kick. That's in for another strike.
Yeah, he kind of threw the timing off on the hitter there.
Seeking a 5th strikeout and sealing a tie here in pool play for STL Legacy. Delivers on the 0-2. Another delay on the leg kick. Right down the middle, Brody Kubi finishes it off. We got a tie ball game as we finish off our game of the day in 15U action. STL Legacy led 2-0. Diamond Jacks were able to come back and tie things up. Then they go up 3-2, and STL Legacy responds in the bottom of the 6th as we see the teams going out there for the post-game handshake. Hard-fought game, ends up having to finish it off in the rain. Again, a physical game. We saw multiple collisions. Saw a pitcher get taken out by a comebacker. Collision between 2 teammates in right field, and another collision at second and third. It was just a extremely physical game, but we have a tie, 3-3, and we'll be back from LakePoint Sports as we hand out player of the game.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports, where we had a 3-3 tie between STL Legacy and Diamond Jack Super 15s in our game of the day from the 15U National Championship. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball Georgia's Logan Nelson with you. And Logan, things got really weird for STL Legacy early. Drew Dirks, their starting pitcher, the lefty, through 3 innings, 4 strikeouts. He looked absolutely dominant, and then a comebacker ends up changing everything. He exits. They have to go to the bullpen. Max Simakaitis comes in. There was a 1 inning, but man, Brody Kuby was fantastic. Ends up going 3 innings of relief work, 5 strikeouts to finish things off, including the game-ending K. When we were looking player of the game, we could have went a number of directions in this back-and-forth matchup, but I think for what was asked of that bullpen for STL Legacy, I thought Brody Kuby ends up getting player of the game.
Yeah, he looked really good out of the bullpen, mixing up pitches well, working both sides of the plate. He came in a big spot there in the 7th inning, too, getting 3 big outs to keep the tie and live to fight another day.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the big thing, right? I mean, if you're STL Legacy, you end up losing to open up pool play. You get a win on Friday over Commonwealth Express. You needed to find a way to respond. They got down there. The rain is out. I mean, it's absolutely pouring here in Emerson, Georgia. We saw the opposing pitcher, Christopher Jurla, have some trouble holding on to the ball, but I thought the way that he was able to respond and just come out and finish that thing off. I mean, I thought Brody Kuby looked fantastic and was able to kind of weather the storm and weather the pressure that was put on him to go out there and answer for his team on the mound.
Yeah, he threw really well. He was able to control things when the rain started pouring and still filled up the zone, had good feel for his pitches. He looked really good.
So a big moment for Brody Kuby and STL Legacy getting out of here, surviving and getting a tie in pool play with bracket play set to begin Tuesday. We'll see if they're able to advance to that. So make sure you join us again as we will have the 15U National Championship game on Wednesday. That will be available for free on Facebook, X, and Twitter. Until then, for Logan Nelson and for producer Mason Monroe, we appreciate you joining us. Cory McCartney signing off from LakePoint Sports.